Well, for one, Deepti, Rahul Gandhi is not wrong in attending the victory rally, but then not as a leader perhaps, because then you have to own up what you did and you did not, which in the case of Rahul Gandhi applies more perhaps. But I am actually picking up from all the stories of the day, Prime Minister's comments and in fact attack on the opposition, on the reverie culture as he has termed it. In fact, he was the one who started this debate early this year perhaps. And since then, it has been to the topmost court of the country and to the RBI as well, which is about the differentiation between the freebie culture that some political parties practice to the detriment of fiscal imprudence and state welfareism, which is an imperative in a country like India at the development stage we are in. Let's look at this package and then we come back for a quick discussion.
Setting the vision for a developed India.
11 सितारों का ये महानक्षत्र महाराष्ट्र के विकास को नई दिशा देगा, नई ऊर्जा देगा.
The Prime Minister issued a stern warning against freebie politics.
शॉर्टकट अपनाने वाले ये राजनीतिक दल, ये राजनीतिक नेता देश के हर करदाता के सबसे बड़े दुश्मन है.
The warning comes on the back of a freebie-ridden election campaign.
दिल्ली के अंदर हमने बिजली मुफ्त कर दी, पंजाब के अंदर हमने बिजली मुफ्त कर दी, गुजरात में सरकार बना दो, 1 मार्च के बाद से आपका बिल 0 आएगा गुजरात के अंदर बिजली.
Watch how brazen promises like this were made.
భారతదేశ యావత్ రైతాంగానికి తెలంగాణ మాదిరిగానే ఉచిత కరెంట్ ఫ్రీ కరెంట్ ఇస్తామని చెప్పి
Hear the unabashed defense of freebies.
पूरे देश के अंदर माहौल बनाया जा रहा है कि सरकारों को बहुत घाटा हो रहा है, सरकारों को बहुत घाटा हो रहा है. आम लोगों को जो सुविधाएं देती है सरकारें फ्री में देती हैं, वो सारी सुविधाएं बंद की जाएं. जिन लोगों ने 10 लाख करोड़ रुपए के अपने दोस्तों के कर्जे माफ किए, कानून लाया जाए, इसको देश के साथ गद्दारी घोषित किया जाए.
Previously, the Supreme Court already said a solution must be found. Why should taxpayers bear the burden of politically motivated freebies? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, welcome back. And joining me, Anirban Banerjee, political analyst, leans towards the TMC, live from Kolkata. Huda Zariwala, political analyst, leans towards the Aam Aadmi Party, live from Delhi. Also Sangeet Ragi, representing the views for the BJP and the government. Professor, Delhi University and political analyst, live from Delhi. And of course, Tuhin Sinha continues to be with us from the earlier debate, spokesperson of the BJP. If I could start with you, Tuhin. Generally, I start with the opposition ranks, but Prime Minister has spoken something when there is no election. Gujarat and Himachal elections are behind us now. What has really occasioned Prime Minister to be, bringing in this freebie versus welfareism debate once again? There is no election again, I'm mentioning. So there seems to be no electoral politics as of now in mind of the Prime Minister. Tuhin.
Yeah, good evening, Abhishek ji. Good evening to all the viewers. See, the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, is a reformist at heart. So you need to appreciate that even when there is no election, if he is talking about a game-changing idea or if he's trying to do away with a vice in Indian politics, which has held back the development of the country, that needs to be appreciated. In fact, the complete decimation and rejection of Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat is the biggest evidence that freebie politics no longer cuts ice with the people. At a time when Arvind Kejriwal was promising free electricity, he needs to realize that Gujarat, many villages of Gujarat are on the cusp of a solar energy revolution. So it's a clear-cut divide between empowerment through, giving certain basic facilities which the people were devoid of over the years and over the decades, versus pampering them and bringing them to a state where they would be completely dependent upon the state, and that would completely decimate the competitive edge of the people and the successive generations. So it is for the voters to make that choice, while all party to some extent or the other, have been guilty of freebie politics. Hats off to the Prime Minister for initiating this discussion. The sooner we get to the bottom of it and the sooner we take a stand, it will be good for the future of our economy. And that's why I think this needs to be welcomed.
Yeah, okay. Let me take this to Anirban now. Anirban, of the governed to the people who need them. But this freebie versus welfareism debate, would you want to be on the right side of this debate now that Prime Minister has, started it or restarted it when there is no election coming? Anirban.
See, under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister in the last few years, more than 80% of the total wealth of our country has been concentrated in the hands of a few hundred of
people. And the rest of the people, almost 130 crores, they are left with the rest 20%. Now, I do not know in which side who would want to be when the reality is this. The government, whichever government, I do not care about the party in this case, in this debate, whichever the government is, should they stand with those few hundreds of people or should they stand with those who are left with the rest 20%?
You are already politicizing it.
No, I'm not. I'm not politicizing it, but this has been politicized by the Prime Minister himself. When you are calling the rights of the common man as a rewdi or freebie, I have a very serious objection. You cannot call the right of a common man.
This needs a quick rebuttal from Tuhin Sinha before I go to Sangeet Ragi and Huda. Tuhin, he's making a specific charge against you that while you are suggesting that there should be a debate between freebies and welfareism, under your government in Delhi or under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there has been iniquitous distribution of wealth with only a few cornering maximum amount of wealth. And what kind of welfareism is that? That's the charge he's making. Perhaps you can tell him what the government is doing.
Let me give you the most unabashed example of freebie politics under TMC. Last year, it was found out that they were supposed to give away 5 lakhs worth of amount to some 100 football clubs. And it was found out that those football clubs only existed on paper. So parties like TMC, irresponsible parties like TMC have made freebie politics a big scam. And that is where it needs to be called out. It is there in public domain. You can still check your records. 5 lakhs worth of amount was being given to football clubs which existed only on paper. This is the politics of TMC.
Okay, I must answer that. First of all, that is a blatant lie.
You have rebutted what... Okay, you have rebutted the charge made by Anirban, but I don't want this to be a BJP versus TMC debate. This is a larger debate. In fact, Prime Minister, I think, wants that the entire nation should get involved in it. The matter is before the topmost court of the country. In fact, RBI also has come out with a report on what it considers the difference between fiscally loaded freebies and genuine state welfareism. If I could read Sangeet Ragi and Huda Zariwala, if I can get you both into the debate now. To Sangeet Ragi first and then to Huda. Mr. Ragi, we have the topmost court of the country saying, and I'm just giving the pointers from what the Supreme Court has said, that there should be a committee to look into this differentiation between what constitutes a freebie and what's state welfareism. And this committee, within its framework, should come out with suggestions on how to find balance between what it says economic imperatives, which might be there in terms of bringing in welfare schemes. For example, during COVID period, the ration scheme that the government had to bring, there was no other alternative given the fact that people were not working, people were at home, particularly the poor. And then the freebies, like we have in Tamil Nadu, for example, you get a mixer grinder, you get a gold pendant, you get a cycle. I mean, do you really need to give those things?
Actually, I would call it a part of the bribery scheme in order to polarize votes in your favor. This shouldn't happen. This is going to corrupt our democracy in times to come. First of all, take the example of Himachal Pradesh. 45% of the total revenue generated in the state gets consumed in giving salary and pension to the employees. If the old pension schemes comes in, it is going to add another burden on the exchequer. Now, when you are already having a deficit budgeting in the state, and you don't have the revenue in your coffin, how are you going to initiate the developmental project in the state? This is simply a gimmick in order to get the power, and therefore the prime minister and SBI also has come out report with
Sangeet Ragi, are you
list of
suggesting,
this.
Sangeet Ragi, that the BJP might have paid some price of not, responding to the OPS promise given by the Congress party in Himachal, and that's why the Congress won?
I fully understand this, and I think that every sensible person who is doesn't matter. I'm also a government employee, but I understand what does it mean. My several family members are part of the government, but they are also not under the old scheme, but under the new scheme. But we all know what it is going to be for the exchequer. And remember, it was the only Congress government. It was during the Manmohan Singh regime that the old pension scheme was, replaced by the new pension scheme. It was designed by the Congress. So I don't know what Congress is trying. That Congress is trying to revert to the 80s politics, 60s politics. That is not going to work. That is not going to empower the country.
It's not just about Congress, Sangeet Ragi. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party also has promised the old pension scheme. They did that. They've done that in Punjab. They did that. They made that promise in Gujarat, and perhaps the kind of vote share they have got in Gujarat is partly a reflection of some people even in Gujarat buying into that promise. I'll make it Tuhin versus Anirban a little later, but let me get in Huda on that. Huda, even the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, it seems that north of Vindhyas, it is the Aam Aadmi Party which is a past master at practicing this politics of freebies. Be it the free electricity scheme and other such measures that have been announced in the Delhi government, and what has become Delhi model now of Aam Aadmi Party, which has been replicated in Punjab, and the old pension scheme, of course, promised in Gujarat. In fact, I am told, and I have the figures in front of me, that the Aam Aadmi Party promises to the people of Gujarat, had the party won, would have, amounted to tremendous amount of strain on the exchequer, could have bankrupted Gujarat, and the promises taken together amount to almost 30,000 rupees per month to those people to whom those were promised. So, is there any fiscal prudence? Is there any thought given to how you work? Because remember, when you came to power in Punjab, you made all those promises, and within a week, you had the Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann telling the centre that please give us 50,000 crore rupees because there is no money in the state exchequer. I mean, is that the way you govern once you are in power, after promising the moon when you are campaigning?
Well, good evening. Thank you so much for today's discussion. Aam Aadmi Party, I'd like to begin by saying, is the only party where the education model has been appreciated by the New York Times. So we have an international appreciation here. The Mohalla Clinic concept has been, the Mohalla Clinic concept, sir, I did not speak when you were speaking. Sir, please allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. The Mohalla Clinic concept has been appreciated by the United States. The Mohalla Clinic has been appreciated by the United Nations. Donald Trump's daughter, when she visited Delhi schools, were the first place which she wanted to look into. Not any BJP ruled state, it was an Aam Aadmi Party existence that she wanted to visit and acknowledge. So this goes on to show that Aam Aadmi Party has a model that works for the people. Aam Aadmi Party is actually a model, the Delhi development model, unlike the Gujarat model or any other model that any of the political parties at this point in time in India can claim. Aam Aadmi Party has a model wherein the budget, and the only union territory where the budget is in surplus. And now these are not facts and figures that I'm quoting on my own. These are well-proven facts out there. So Aam Aadmi Party has has a model where people get, without sale, 200 units electricity free, and all the education, the health, and all of that. Like, I can go on and on about the model. Now, these are facts that are proven on paper. These are facts and benefits that people actually get in Delhi. So what is wrong if Aam Aadmi Party actually goes on to advertise, goes on to talk, goes on to actually acknowledge, all the benefits that the people of Delhi are getting? I mean, at least we are not writing off, loans of the defaulters of the likes of Ambani and Adani's. At least we are not creating
Okay,
haphazard schemes like, the faulty implementation of GST or demonetization, which is again debatable. My point here is Arvind Kejriwal ji is the most qualified, educated chief minister at this point in time in India. He knows what he is doing. He understands economics. He understands the fact
Huda.
that the people of Delhi and now the people of Punjab are being benefited from absolutely every scheme that is out there. So to term it as freebies, to term it as rabies is undoing of the BJP. I mean, we have a model that we can talk about.
Okay.
What model does the BJP campaign on?
Let
Does
it
the
not be
BJP
a
actually
rhetorical
go
speech,
and
Huda. There is a specific question that I asked, that Punjab government, after promising moon to the people, the moment they came to power, they came effectively with a begging bowl to the center saying, please give us 50,000 crore rupees because our kitty is empty. And that's what the Prime Minister is suggesting today when he said in the morning that you can't spend more than you have. And that's what the Aam Aadmi Party seems to be doing. You are giving the example of Delhi, which is revenue surplus because of the nature of the city-state that it is, being the national capital territory, and not remembering that in Punjab, where also you are in power, you are struggling to keep your promises.
So we got Punjab in a state of turmoil. It was so haphazard right from, all the levels of insecurity that unfortunately the state still has to battle with, which is again a debate for another day. All the finances which were completely messed up and rattled by the previous government. So this is we did not get served on a golden platter. It is now that we have to fix issues out there. It is now that we have to fix doing of the parties before in power. It is going to take time. Rome was certainly not built in a day.
Abhishek ji.
Okay, I understood, Huda. You are absolutely clever in defending Aam Aadmi Party's position. When it comes to Delhi, you are saying, oh, it's a revenue surplus state. Of course, you got it on platter. But when it comes to Punjab, you are saying, oh, that's a debate for another day. Hold on, Tuhin, I'm coming to you. When it comes to Parali burning, you say, we can't handle it. We have been there in power just for 6 months. We'll handle it next year. So everything, when it comes to Punjab, goes to next year. When it comes to Delhi, because it's a revenue surplus state, Tuhin, now I can get you on that. So essentially, the Aam Aadmi Party says, wherever we have money, we will spend. We would be spendthrift. And where there is no money, we can wait till next year.
Well, Aam Aadmi Party is a unique party. It offsets some of its worst freebie politics with some of the biggest.
That is a compliment.
No, please don't interfere, ma'am. It's not a compliment at all. It's not a. I didn't complete my sentence. It was not a compliment at all. So hear my sentence. It was not a compliment at all. So Aam Aadmi Party is a very unique party. In order to offset its freebie politics, it indulges in some of the worst scams. And many such scams and hawala money laundering is just going to come out in the open. But like you pointed out very correctly, what was the need of the hour?
We did not write off loans of the defaulters of
I had to educate the previous panelists on how to debate. Please keep quiet. I don't interfere when you are carrying out your monologue. So have that basic courtesy and manners. I respect women. So. Like you mentioned very clearly, Abhishek, in Punjab, the biggest challenge today is to curb the drug menace. But instead, by splurging money on freebies, they have actually weakened Punjab's fight against the drug menace. And this is why a party like Aam Aadmi Party is very dangerous for the country.
I believe it is the BJP that we need to fight against.
Now, Anirban, because you have only made one comment, I want you to be coming into this. I have to wrap up the debate also in 4 minutes, I'm told. But Anirban, the RBI has said that this fiscal imbalance that some states are practicing because of their freebie politics is going to make them go bankrupt. And the RBI, in fact, has named these states, Punjab, Rajasthan, Kerala, Bihar, and Punjab seems to be the worst. Incidentally, it so happens, these are all opposition-ruled states. None of them is a BJP or NDA-ruled state. Anirban, there seems to be some merit in Prime Minister's comments that freebie politics is being practiced in a manner that it is not good for the health of the economy. And incidentally, it so happens, or perhaps not so incidentally, it's being practiced by opposition states.
See, the foreign debt of government of India right now stands at a whopping $621 billion. Right? That's the foreign debt of government of India right now. What will the Prime Minister say about that? $621 billion. You can do the math.
Which is about one-fifth of India's GDP, by the way.
Fine, but that is the debt. It has only risen by $200 billion, almost $200 billion during the last 8 years.
Anirban, I can go into numbers. The foreign debt of countries like the United States and Japan in percentage terms is much higher than India. You know, but the point is, if that be the case, I am picking up from where you are leaving. If that be the case, then all the more reason that we practice fiscal prudence. For God's sake. And it begins with the states.
Exactly.
The state's fiscal situation adds to what we have nationally also.
Let me answer. The RBI actually has a contingency fund which no previous government ever stepped into. The Modi government is the first government to do that. They have stepped into that contingency fund that is kept for very, very special times, very emergency occasions. Why have they done that? They are speaking of fiscal prudence to the opposition ruled states.
Tohen, would you want to respond to that? Tohen,
think first.
You know, these are people with a very skewed and a very flawed understanding of the economy, like you pointed out yourself. You know, the debt to GDP ratio.
So you seem to be a better
India's position right now. India's position right now is very much in sync for what a size for a country of of the size of economy like ours. It is no big deal. But the point is, like you mentioned, it's all the more important for us to exercise fiscal prudence going ahead because the states.
Your only scheme is loot the bank scheme for Nirav Modi's and Mehul Choksi's.
The opposition state. Today I'm giving you an example. Congress has promised. Today I'm giving you an example that states
They are the party which is destroying the entire economy of the country by writing of law.
All right, Tohen, purely for want of time,
Who would answer
purely for want of time, since it seems that the Prime Minister's attack is targeted at general opposition, but little more specifically on the Aam Aadmi Party. Huda, I am giving you exactly 20 seconds. Exactly 20 seconds. If you can admit that what works for Delhi does not work for Punjab, and that's why the Aam Aadmi Party brand of freebie politics is not good for the country.
Aam Aadmi Party is going to work for the benefit of the people regardless of what happens. If the model of freebies as termed by the BJP and not by the Aam Aadmi Party, because for us this is a model of development that we are giving to the people. So if Aam Aadmi Party is going to talk about, the benefits that people are receiving, there's absolutely nothing wrong about that, be it in Delhi, be it Punjab or any other state that the party enters
No
into.
rhetorical answers. You are not admitting that Aam Aadmi Party itself, Huda, is struggling to meet its promises in a state like Punjab. Delhi has worked purely because it's the national capital and the city-state is rich with revenue. And that's the reason why perhaps Aam Aadmi Party has been successful in bankrolling some of its schemes, which in other states perhaps do not qualify as fiscal prudence. This is a long-going debate. It's as of now pending with the Supreme Court of the country as well. Prime Minister, of course, has been adding to it at every opportunity, and it seems he began it, and as also today, it is not guided by electoral politics. We'll see and hear more of it as the case progresses in the topmost court of the country. Thank you so much, all my panelists, for joining us this Sunday evening. And Arnav Goswami, of course, is back tomorrow, 9 p.m. with the debate. And after a short break, we're back with Live and Breaking at 10 p.m.
कुछ पैसे बोरो करने थे।
लोन चाहिए तो पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए। पैसाबाजार.com, लोन सही मिलेगा यहीं।
Your health is our concern. Choose network or appropriate hospital. Our telemedicine and customer care team are available to guide you. Star Health Insurance, always at your doorstep.
Volkswagen Tiguan, India's safest SUVW. Volkswagen.
भैया जी हमला। भैया जी 10 गोलियां ले ले।
गोलियां नहीं रज्जा, गोली।
पर बाहर तो 10 लोग हैं।
10 हो या पूरी बस, अब तो बस 1 है तो डन है। इसको कोई वॉच कराओ। जब वॉचो मिले ढेर सारे ओटीटी ऐप्स एक ही प्लान में तो हर कोई बोलेगा वॉचो 1 है तो डन है।
वॉचो प्लान स्टार्टिंग एट जस्ट 42 रुपीस पर मंथ। आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें और पाएं सिलेक्ट प्लान्स पर 1 महीना कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री।
Prepare your kids for the changing season. Prevent flu with annual vaccination. Consult your pediatrician for more information.
अमृतकाल में विकसित भारत के विराट संकल्प के साथ तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है भारत। आज विश्व भारत को एक वैश्विक लीडर के रूप में आशा और विश्वास के साथ देख रहा है। फिर वो चाहे पर्यावरण हो या अर्थव्यवस्था का प्रबंधन, घरेलू स्तर पर राष्ट्र सामाजिक और आर्थिक विकास के नए आयामों के साथ लगातार आगे बढ़ रहा है और विकास के इस अभियान को गतिशील बना रहा है। आपके द्वारा दिया हुआ आयकर, समय पर आपके द्वारा दिया हुआ एडवांस टैक्स देश के विकास में एक महत्वपूर्ण योगदान देता है। अपने एडवांस टैक्स की तीसरी किश्त 15 दिसंबर तक जमा करवा के आप भी देश के विकास में अहम योगदान दें। कंपनीज, कॉर्पोरेट्स, सैलरीड एम्प्लॉयज या फिर वो व्यक्ति और संस्थाएं जिनका TDS या TCS कटने के बाद भी कर देता 10,000 रुपए या उससे अधिक है, उनके लिए एडवांस टैक्स देना अनिवार्य है। अधिक जानकारी के लिए www.incometax.gov.in पर लॉग ऑन करें। प्रत्येक आयकर दाता एक राष्ट्र निर्माता।
अरे आप इतनी दूर हमारे लिए?
आपकी मेहनत कहां से कहां पहुंच रही है। मैं आपके एक साइन के लिए यहाँ नहीं आ सकता। हो गया आपका अकाउंट ओपन।
हर बंद राह ओपन हो सकती है, लगता है सिर्फ दिल।
धन्यवाद।
एक्सिस बैंक, दिल से ओपन।
Hey Rahul, what's up?
Hey, kicked about our first date?
Of course.
Benefits up to rupees 30,000 only at the Citroën C3 Carnival. Book today.
All rounder, हम भी हैं।
और तुम्हारा किचन?
किचन
कभी स्टेन्स, कभी जर्म्स, तो कभी पानी। आपकी किचन और बाथरूम्स को चाहिए MYK लेटिक्रीट SP100, टाइल जॉइंट का ऑलराउंडर। MYK लेटिक्रीट SP100, जोड़ हो तो ऐसे।
Your favorite service provider, Den, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call Den toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
Get the grip of good health even after 50. Presenting now Star Health Premier Insurance Policy. Always at your doorstep.
Hey Rahul, what's up?
Hey, kicked about our first date?
Of course.
Benefits up to rupees 30,000 only at the Citroën C3 Carnival. Book today.
गरिमा जरा रोटी पास करना।
रोटी तो फ्राइडे को ही मिलेगी। गरिमा जी आटा खरीदने के लिए फ्राइडे सेल को भूल जाइए। बिग बास्केट है, हर दिन सस्ता। बिग सेविंग्स, बिग बास्केट।
चावल।
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो।
एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? भैया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
It's party time with the RGO Big Bold Sale. 50 to 90% off on the world's biggest fashion brands. Download the app and shop now.
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
इसलिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, सपने आपके, लैमिनेट्स हमारा। अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
Everyone looks at the world today. At Hyundai, we go beyond with experiences that take us forward. Innovations that are intuitive. At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility, and you are welcome to join us.
A very good evening. You're with us here on Republic, and I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. The Prime Minister has spent the entire Sunday inaugurating development projects in Maharashtra and Goa. Then he's headed to Ahmedabad for the big oath-taking ceremony of the new Chief Minister in Gujarat.